Okay, Wildcats, we're in at 4.1 adding and subtracting polynomials tutorial video. Let's start with question number 1. Enter the polynomial negative 24x to the 7th plus x to the 9th minus 9x cubed plus 18 plus 2x squared in standard form. Then identify the degree and the leading coefficient. All right, so standard form is the highest exponent to lowest. So let's look at the highest exponent. That is 9th. So we have 1 x to the 9th. Now, what I like to do is I like to shade this out so I know what to look for next. The next exponent looks like it's minus 24x to the 7th, so we're done with that. All right, and then the next one is cubed, so minus 9x cubed and plus 2x squared plus 18. Okay, so now that's in standard form. The degree of the polynomial is 9, and the leading coefficient is 1. Okay, go ahead and finish up question number 1. All right, let's take a look at question number 2. Okay, add the polynomials. All right, so first things first is we put a 1 in front of the parentheses, and when you multiply by 1, basically it's itself, so you can ignore the parentheses. Okay, so now we just look at the combining terms. Let's find all the x to the 8. So that's this and this. So we have 83 plus 3x to the 8th is 86x to the 8th. Okay, so we're done with that. Okay, now let's look at the squared. Okay, so we have 24x squared minus 48 squared, which is minus 24x squared. Okay, now we have negative 8 and 4, which is minus 4. Okay, so the sum of the polynomials is 86x to the 8th minus 24x squared minus 4. All right, go ahead and finish up question number 2. All right, question number 3. Add the polynomials. So again, we can ignore the parentheses and we can just start combining terms. So now let's find the highest exponent. So it looks like there's a 12 there. So that's the highest. So we have negative 118x to the 12. Well, there's nothing to combine with it, so it's negative 118x to the 12. Okay, so we're done with this. Now we look for the next highest exponent, which is 9. So we're going to put a 1 in front there and a 1 in front there. Well, 1x to the 9th minus 1x to the 9th, they cancel. Okay, so now let's look at the 7th. So put a 1 here and a 1 here. Well, negative 1x to the 7th and a 1x to the 7th, they cancel. So now we look at the squared. So 9x squared minus 51. So let me just make sure I get this number right. So 9 minus 51 is negative 42. So that's minus 42x squared. So we're done with these. There's no more terms left. So the sum of the polynomials is negative 118x to the 12 minus 42x squared. All right, go ahead and finish up number 3. All right, number 4, add the polynomials. Okay, again, there's just a 1 in front of the parentheses, so we can ignore the parentheses. So now we can start combining terms. So we have a negative 1x squared there. Okay, but that's not the highest exponent. Let's find the highest exponent is 7x to the 5th. There's nothing to combine with it, so we have 7x to the 5th. So we're done with that. Now it looks like the next exponent is x to the 4th, so that's, and there's nothing else to combine with it, so that's minus 17x to the 4th. So we're done with that. Now we have negative 1x squared and negative 10x squared combined to be negative 11x squared. Okay, so we're done with this, and then we have 14 and 6 combined to be plus 20. Okay, so the sum of the polynomial is 7x to the fifth minus 17x to the fourth minus 11x squared plus 20. All right, go ahead and finish up question 4. All right, question 5, adding the polynomials. Again, there's just a 1 in front of the parentheses, so we can ignore the parentheses, and we start combining terms. So let's combine the negative 8x squared and 20x squared combines to be 12x squared. Okay, so we're done with those. So now, looks like we have an x. So this is a 1x and a 7x combined to be plus 8x. So we're done with this. And now 6 minus 6 is plus 0. So they cancel. So you're left with 12x squared plus 8x. So the sum of the polynomials is 12x squared plus 8x. All right, go ahead and finish up question number 5. All right, question number 6. Add the polynomial. And, oops, sorry, I just accidentally clicked the screen off. So, again, there's just a 1 in front of each of the parentheses, so we can ignore the parentheses. Okay, so now we start to combine terms. Let's look for the highest exponent. It looks like the x cubed is the highest. There's no other x cubed, so that's 1x cubed. So we're done with that. Now it looks like we have negative 6x squared, negative 1x squared, and 17x squared. So let me just use a calculator quick. So negative 6 minus 1 plus 17 equals 10. So that combines to be plus 10x squared. Okay, so we're done with this. We're done with this term. Done with this term. The next is the x's. Well, 5x minus 5x, that cancels. Now we're left with 55 plus 3 minus 9. So 55 plus 3 minus 9 is 49. So that's plus 49. So the sum of the polynomial is 1x cubed plus 10x squared plus 49. All right, go ahead and finish up question number 6. All right, question number 7. Okay, add the polynomials. And again, there's just a 1 in front of the parentheses, so we can ignore the parentheses. Okay, so now we start to combine terms. Well, this is 1x to the fourth. I think that might be the highest exponent. So we also have a minus 1x to the fourth. And I don't think there's any other x to the fourth. Well, 1x to the fourth minus 1x to the fourth, that cancels. So now let's look at the next one is cubed. So we have negative 9x cubed, 6x cubed, and 3x cubed. Well, negative 9 plus 6 plus 3. Let's look at that. So negative 9 plus 6 plus 3 is 0. So the x cubes cancel each other. Okay, so now let's look at the x's. So we have negative 1x and a positive 1x. Well, negative 1x and 1x cancels. Okay, so now we have 6 minus 7 plus 1. So 6 minus 7 plus 1 is 0. So these cancel each other. So everything cancels out. So the sum of the polynomial is 0. Okay, go ahead and finish up question number 7. All right, let's look at question number 8. Subtract the polynomials. Now this is where you definitely want to put a 1 in front of the parentheses because now it really matters. Okay, as before, here when you put a 1 in front of that, it doesn't change anything. So we have 1 times negative 2x is negative 2x. 1 times 25 is plus 25x squared. And then 1 times 11 is plus 11. That didn't change anything like the problems before. But now you have to multiply each of these terms by negative 1. So negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Negative 1 times a negative 7 is a plus 7x cubed. And then negative 1 times x is a minus 1x. Okay? So now we're going to combine terms. Well, it looks like, okay, we have the 7x cubed. Okay, there's nothing else combined, so we have 7x cubed. All right, we're done with this. Okay, now let's look at these squared. So we have plus 25x squared. There's nothing else to combine, so plus 25x squared. So we're done with this. Now we have negative 2x and negative 1x combined to be minus 3x. And then 11 minus 4 is plus 7. Okay, so the difference of the polynomial is 7x cubed plus 25x squared minus 3x plus 7. All right, go ahead and finish up question number 8. All right, let's take a look at question number 9. Okay, subtract a polynomial. Put a 1 in front of the parentheses and a 1 in front of the parentheses here. Now, this 1 doesn't change anything because 1 times itself is itself. So you have 1 times 9x cubed is 9x cubed. 1 times 69x to the fourth is plus 69x to the fourth. 1 times negative 15x is minus 15x. 1 times 7 is plus 7. But now we have to multiply each of these terms by negative 1. So negative 1 times negative 10 is plus 10x cubed minus 6x minus 24. Okay, now we combine terms. Well, it looks like you have nothing to combine with the 69x to the fourth. Okay, so we're done with that. Now we combine all the cubes. We have 9x cubed, 10x cubed. So 9 plus 10 is plus 19x cubed. So we're done with the cubes. Now we combine the x's. So you have negative 15x and negative 6x, which is a minus 21x. And then 7 minus 24. Choose the calculator to make sure I don't make a mistake. 7 minus 24 is minus 17. Okay, so the difference of the polynomial is 69 x to the fourth plus 19x cubed minus 21x minus 17. Okay, so go ahead and finish up problem number 9. All right. Take a look at question number 10. Subtract a polynomial. So we're going to put a 1 in front of the parentheses and put a 1 in front of parentheses here. Okay. All right, so now we have 1 times 50x to the 18th, so that's 50x to the 18th. And then 1, so it's minus 1x squared. Now we need to multiply by negative 1. So negative 1 times 7x is minus 7x. Negative 1 times is plus 73x cubed. Negative 1 times 2 is minus 2x squared. And then minus 1 times 8 is minus 8. Okay. So here we have the highest exponent, so it's 50x to the 18th. So we're done there. Okay. The next highest exponent is the third, so that's plus 73x cubed. So we're done with this. Now we get a squared. So negative 1x squared minus 2x squared is minus 3x squared. And then minus 7x minus 8. All right, so the difference of the polynomial is 50x to the 18th plus 73x cubed minus 3x squared minus 7x minus 8. All right, go ahead and finish up question number 10. All right. All right, question number 11. Subtract the polynomial. So put a 1 here, 1 here. So 1 times 5x minus 15x cubed is 5x minus 15x cubed. Now we need to multiply by negative 1. So negative 1 times this is negative 3x cubed minus 3x plus 1. Now we combine terms. So negative 15x cubed minus 3x cubed is minus 18x cubed. Okay, so we're done with these. Now 5x minus 3x is plus 2x, and then plus 1. So the difference of the polynomial is negative 18x cubed plus 2x plus 1. All right, go ahead and finish up question number 11. All right. Question number 12. Okay, subtract the polynomials. So we're going to put a 1 here, and a 1 here, and a 1 here. So we need to multiply this by 1, which is just 9x to the 5th minus 2. But now we need to multiply this by negative 1. So that's negative 16 minus 13x squared plus 1x to the 4th. Now we need to multiply this by negative 1. So negative 14x squared minus 1x to the 4th. Okay, so let's find the highest exponent, which is 9x to the 5th. Nothing can combine it, so that's 9x to the 5th. So we'll mark this out. Now we combine the 1x to the 4th minus 1x to the 4th. Well, they cancel. So now we look at the squared. So negative 13x squared and negative 14x squared is minus 27x squared. So we're done with this. And then negative 2 minus 16 is minus 18. Okay, so the difference of the polynomial is 9x to the 5th minus 27x squared minus 18. Okay, go ahead and finish up question number 12. All right. All right, question number 13, subtract the polynomial. So we're going to put a 1 in front of here, here, here. So 1 times that is just 11x squared minus 1x plus 6. Multiply this by negative 1, so that's minus 3x minus 1. And then multiply that by 1 is just plus 4x minus 13. Okay, so combine terms. There's nothing to combine with 11x squared, so that's 11x squared. So we mark this out. Now we combine the x's, so negative 1x, negative 3x, and 4x. So that's negative 4x and 4x cancel, so these cancel. And then you have 6 minus 1 is 5 minus 13. Let me just use a calculator just to make sure I get that number correct. So 6 minus 1 minus 13 is negative 8. So minus 8. So the difference of the polynomials is 11x squared minus 8. All right, go ahead and finish up number 13. All right, let's take a look at question number 14. Okay, a rectangle has a length of x and a width of 6x cubed plus 3 minus x squared. Find the perimeter of the rectangle when the length is 7 feet. So whenever they talk about perimeter, I actually like to draw a rectangle. Okay. Now, a rectangle has a length of x, so let's call this x, and a width of 6x cubed plus 3 minus x squared. All right, Well, if this is x, and let's go ahead and put a 1 there. Okay, and if this is 6x cubed plus 3 minus x squared, this is 6x cubed plus 3 minus x squared. And let's go ahead and put a 1 there. Okay, so now perimeter, you add up all the sides. So in this case, you combine like terms. Okay, so we combine the 6x cubed and the 6x cubed. So that's 12x cubed. Okay, so we're done with these. Now we combine the x squareds. So negative 1x squared minus 1x squared is minus 2x squared. So we're done with those. Now 1x and 1x is plus 2x. Okay, so we're done with these. And then 3 plus 3 is plus 6. Okay, so the polynomial that models the perimeter of the rectangle is 12x cubed minus 2x squared plus 2x plus 6. Now the perimeter is when the length is 7. So what we need to do is plug in 7 everywhere there's an x. Okay, so that's 12 times 7 cubed minus 2 times 7 squared plus 2 times 7 plus 6. Okay, so let's put this in Desmos. So let me go to desmos.com and I just want let's try that calculator. Let's see if that works. So 12 parentheses. Is there a parentheses? Yep, parentheses. Oh. Let's come back here. So 12, 7 times 7 to the, there should be cubed. Click to the right. Minus 2 parentheses 7 squared plus 2 parentheses 7 plus 6. So the perimeter is 4,038. So let me come back to here. So that's 4,038 feet. Okay, go ahead and finish up question number 14. All right, let's take a look at question number 15. A rectangle has a perimeter of 6x cubed plus 9x squared minus 10x plus 7, and a length of x. Find the width of the rectangle. All right, so this problem's a little different, but we're still going to draw a rectangle. All right, now say the rectangle has a perimeter, so let's write that down. P equals 6x cubed plus 9x squared minus 10x plus 7. Okay. All right, now it says the length is x, but the width we don't know. Okay. So if this is x, this is x. Okay. So we know we need to add this up to get to here. Okay. Well, let's first start with, we have 2x. Well, actually, no, let's start with here. So we need to have 6x cubed. In order to have that, this has to be 3x cubed, and this has to be 3x cubed. Okay? Because when you add these up, you get 6x cubed. So 3 and 3 give you 6. So now let's think about the 9x squared. Okay? Well, in order to get the 9x squared, we need to add 4.5x squared and plus 4.5x squared. Okay, because now this plus this gives you 9x squared. Now this is where we need negative 10x. Well, we already have a 2x, but we need a negative 10. So if we subtract 6x, well, that gives us negative 12x. Combined with 2x gives us negative 10x. Okay? And then in order to get 7, we have to plus 3.5. Plus 3.5. Okay? So now when we add all this up, we should get 6x cubed. Okay? So let's check. So 3x cubed and 3x cubed is 6x cubed. Okay? 4.5x squared plus 4.5x squared is plus 9x squared. Negative 6x minus 6x is negative 12. Plus 2 is minus 10. And then 3.5 plus 2.5 is plus 7. Okay? So that checks. So now we know the width of the rectangle, let's call it W, equals 3x cubed plus 4.5x squared minus 6x plus 3.5. Now, it wants to find the width when the length is 19. Well, we know the length is x. So length is x. Well, if the length is 19, then x equals 19. And if x is equal to 19, we can plug 19 in for x, and we'll get the width. So the width is, we're going to plug 19 in for x. So that's 3 times 19 cubed plus 4.5 times 19 squared minus 6 times 19 plus 3.5. So let's use Desmos. Okay. And I should have the calculator right here. Good. Let's just delete this. All right. So now we have 3 parentheses 19 cubed plus 4.5 parentheses 19 squared minus 6 times 19 plus 3.5. So the width is 22,091. Okay? All right, so go ahead and finish up number 15. And let's take a look at number 16. Cho is making a rectangle garden when the length is x feet and the width is 3x plus 8. He wants to add a garden stones around the perimeter of the garden once he is done. If the garden is 3 feet long, how many feet will Cho need to cover with the garden stones? Okay, let's see. First thing we need to do is draw a rectangle. Okay. All right, so Joe's making a rectangular garden with a length x. Length is x feet, and the width is 3x. So length is x, width is 3x plus 8. So if this is x, and this is 3x plus 8. He wants to add garden stones around the perimeter of the garden once he is done. If the garden is 3 feet long, how many feet will Joe need to cover with the garden stones? All right, so if it's 3 feet long, that means your length is 3, so x is 3. Well, if x is 3, then this is the width. Then we plug in 3 for x. So the width is 3 times 3 plus 8. That's it. Try to rewrite that as 8. Okay, which 3 times 3 is 9, plus 8 is 17. So the width is 17. Okay. Now he wants to cover stones around the entire garden. So now we find the perimeter. Well, the perimeter is 3 plus 3 plus 17 plus 17. Okay, so let's just use a calculator real quick. 3. I guess since we have Desmos open, let's just use Desmos. So 3 plus 3 plus 17 plus 17, which is 40. So Joe will need to cover 40 feet with stones. All right, go ahead and finish up question number 16. All right, so with that, go ahead and finish up your assignment and have a wonderful Wildcat day.